Forgiveness Project is an international charity that explores the nature of forgiveness through the real-life stories of people who have been victims of crime and atrocity, as well as people who have committed sometimes quite terrible acts. The founder of this remarkable project, Marina Catacuzino, believes that healing comes through understanding.
In addition to using people's stories in person, we also have a powerful exhibition called the F Word to promote understanding and create dialogue. The Forgiveness Project works in schools, prisons, faith communities, and with any group that wants to explore the nature of forgiveness, either in the wider political context or within their own lives. The British government's pugilistic stance in Iraq is what motivated me to start up the project. I've been a freelance journalist for 15 years, and I think this was the one single event that really inspired me to try to do something different and to try to make people understand the futility of an eye for an eye attitude. Buddhist values and principles inform my world vision, and Soka Gakkai President Daisaku Ikeda seemed to be one of the very few people at the time speaking out strongly against retaliation. And I suppose inspiring people to think deeply about the consequences of violent conflict. And I felt very supported in that way. And since growing up with a terminally ill and disabled brother, always feeling different because of it, I think that fear of difference is probably the cause of much of the world's pain. And so I started collecting stories from people who'd lived through violence, tragedy and injustice, and who had sought forgiveness and reconciliation rather than revenge.
Victoria was very, very precious to us. From the very first day we heard about the death of Victoria, we began praying that one day we will be able to forgive. To be locked into a fixed attitude of retribution is to kill a child twice. You extinguish the very spirit and memory of your child.
So I then was lucky enough to have the opportunity to meet with the late Anita Roddick and showed her the stories, and she was so moved by them that she agreed to fund the F Word Images of Forgiveness exhibition. It opened in January 2004 and was an overwhelming success. It took me completely by surprise. Demand for the exhibition came from faith communities, prisons, schools, and from every corner of the UK really, and beyond. I'd say by now the F Word exhibition has been seen probably in 350 venues, and probably 40,000 people have seen it worldwide, because we have 6 exhibitions, even one in South Africa and one in America. We get 500 visitors to the website on average every day, and people from around the world, both victims and perpetrators, email their stories to us. People also tell us that reading the stories online has had a very healing effect and helped them deal with the pain in their own lives.
3 months after Nelson Mandela's release from prison, I received a letter bomb. In the bomb blast, I lost both hands, one eye, and had my eardrums shattered. No one was charged with this crime. I haven't forgiven anyone because I have no one to forgive.
We run a prison programme which provides the opportunity for prisoners to address the harm that they've caused, and most significantly to help them address the relationship between themselves as victims and the victims of their crime. We now just started running for prisoners creative communication classes which explore forgiveness through the form of digital media. And this, I suppose, gives prisoners an opportunity to further explore their life stories and their experience of forgiveness by creating something to do with drama, music, or documentary. We're also devising a training for teachers to take the work into schools. I live in London with my husband and 3 children, and I've been practicing Buddhism for 25 years. I've really drawn on my Buddhist practice to help me deal with some of the many challenges that come up with this work.
A group called Murder Victims' Families for Reconciliation were contacted by the mother of the alleged 20th hijacker, Zacharias Masawi. She wanted to meet some of the families of the victims and ask for their forgiveness. As we waited in a private university building, A mother whose son was killed in the World Trade Center went down the hall to meet her. We heard footsteps, then silence. Then we heard this sobbing. Finally, they both came into the room, both mothers with their arms around each other. By now, we were all crying. One day, I'd like to meet Zacharias Moussaoui. I'd like to say to him, "You can hate me and my brother as much as you like, but I want you to know that I loved your mother, and I comforted her when she was crying."
My vision for the project is that it continues to grow and that we soon have a number of chapters in various countries throughout the world. And of course that the prison programme is shown to really affect the way prisoners view crime, and that the school programme is shown to affect the way children look at conflict and justice.
I commend Marina for her valuable work. God bless you.